We know that the British accent and American accent are both standard English accents. So which one is easier? Hi, I'm Wayne. In this video, I'm going to help you find out whether the British accent or the American accent is easier for you. I'm also going to tell you my thoughts. Actually, which one is easier depends on your own language background. Both accents are also very different from Chinese, and a lot of work is required to master them. However, I'm still going to talk about the major features of each accent that may affect the difficulty of learning the accent. So I'm going to start with the British accent. So if you have been listening to British accents, the most noticeable feature is that the British accent tends not to pronounce the vowel R compared to the American accent, which does tend to pronounce the vowel R. For Mandarin speakers, I believe it doesn't make it easier or harder to pronounce, as the vowel R is inside the Mandarin sound system. However, Cantonese speakers may find it easier if they don't need to pronounce the vowel R, as you can't find any vowel R in the Cantonese sound system. The next feature is that the T in the British accent tends to always remain as a T when pronouncing, unlike the American accent, which the T sometimes becomes a flat T, as in water, butter, and important. I believe that any Chinese speaker would agree that this feature reduces the difficulty of the British accent. Just to let you know, the T may change to a glottal stop in a Cockney accent, as in water, butter, and important, but it doesn't quite happen in the received pronunciation. The last major feature is that the British accent tends to follow the rules more consistently compared to the American accent. For example, for a two-syllable noun, the word stress tends to be in the first syllable. For example, record, present, produce. The British accent tends to follow these rules more consistently, while the American accent doesn't. For example, adult in British accent, adult in American accent, cafe in British accent, cafe in American accent, garage in British accent, garage in American accent, vaccine in British accent, vaccine in American accent. But does this feature make things easier? Well, this is not necessarily the case. It's because most of us don't learn English by memorizing these rules. I can only say that if you're a phonologist, you'd probably think it's easier to study the British accent. Now for American accent. As mentioned above, one of the main features of the American accent is that the T sometimes changes into a flat T, as in water, butter, and important. The intention for this sound change was to make the T pronounce with less effort. However, Chinese speakers are not used to the flat T, causing an obstacle for most Chinese speakers. The next feature of the American accent is that it's more widely used around the globe, and it's the mainstream English accent in the media. It means that you get more exposure to the American accent. Yes, you can still find a lot of videos that contain the British accent, but there are way more choices for the American accent, so I bet it's easier to find an American accent video you would like watching, or you are more likely to come across an American accent video. And if that's the case, this may make learning the American accent easier. The last feature is that the American accent has a special allophone, R. Allophone means that different sounds can represent the same sound in a language. For example, in Chinese, yan and yan represent the same word. It means you can use either or for the same sound in Chinese. So what's so special about the R sound in English? Look at these words. You may pronounce them as on and all. They have different vowels. However, you may just replace them with the R sound, making them on and all. So it makes pronouncing words with or and or very easy, because you just have to know how to pronounce the R sound. So we've talked about the major features of each accent that may affect the difficulty of learning the accent. The British accent tends not to pronounce the vowel R, tends to always remain the T as a T when pronouncing, and tends to follow the rules more consistently. On the other hand, the American accent sometimes changes the T into a flat T, is more widely used around the globe, is a mainstream English accent in the media, and has a special allophone, R. So it's all up to you to decide which is easier. Did this video help you in any way? Tell me in the comment section below. If you want to have a standard English accent, click the link below to get a free gift. This video ends here. See ya.